Hello, folks. Today it's raining, so I'm inside. But hope everybody's doing good. Today I want to cover a subject I thought I had surely already covered, but lo and behold, I have not. So we're going to go with Jonah and the whale. And actually in the Bible it doesn't say whale, it just says great fish. But I've always been taught the whale because, what are you going to get swallowed up by and live in there for 3 days and nights? It's got to be a great blue, whatever it's called, blue whale. Anyway, and I'm sure you've guessed by now, you'll find this story in the book of Jonah. Here we go. Now God said to Jonah, "Arise and go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry against it, for their wickedness is come up before me." Now Jonah didn't want to go to Nineveh, so he decided to run from God and go the other way. And he boarded a ship headed to Tarshish. Of course, this made God angry, so he sent a great wind to the sea that it might destroy the ship. Everybody on board was in a panic and scared for their life. Meanwhile, Jonah was in the bottom of the ship sleeping. The other men on board were throwing everything overboard to lighten the load and prayed to God to please spare them. Eventually, someone went and woke up Jonah and asked him if he knew why God was so angry and punishing them. Jonah finally confessed and said that he had defied God's orders and they should just throw him overboard to save the rest. Now the men didn't want to do that, so they rowed harder and harder, but they were no match for the storm. So after much thought and prayer, they eventually gave in and threw Jonah overboard. Now the Lord had prepared a great fish, just like I said, I think it's a whale, but to swallow up Jonah, and Jonah was in the belly of the fish for 3 days and 3 nights. So old Jonah prayed to God from the belly of the fish, and finally the Lord spake to the fish, and it vomited out Jonah upon dry land. Now Jonah all of a sudden had a change in heart and decided maybe he had better go follow God's orders and go to Nineveh. Actually, God spoke to him a second time and said, "Arise, go to Nineveh and preach to them." It was a 3-day journey. When Jonah arrived in Nineveh, he told the people that in 40 days Nineveh shall be overthrown. So the people of Nineveh believed in God and wore sackcloth and ashes and fasted and prayed. So God saw their works, that they turned from their evil ways, and he decided not to destroy Nineveh, now that they have seen the light and have been saved. Once his mission was finished, Jonah said to God, "I know you're a very gracious God and a fair God, and I defied thee and ran to Tarshish instead of going to Nineveh when you first ordered it. So I beg you, take me from the earth, for I am better dead than alive." God said, "You are well to be angry at yourself, but because God is fair and merciful, he will of course forgive Jonah, and all was well." Moral of the story is, just do what God asks you and you won't end up eaten by a big fish. Thanks for watching, folks. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button to like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this with your friends and family. And I'll comment if you wish. And I'll see you next week.